Ayo, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Just doing a quick update video, man. Just on Esau's his military might, man. Because basically you've got Esau's basically putting basically he's trying to develop his military system, his war systems, basically to try and fight the ones that he's going to be using, try and fight against Yahweh Shah when he makes his return, man. Because I found this article in the Daily Mail, and it's basically about Esau trying to get that laser technology on jets, and it's saying basically there'll be fighter jets with laser weapons by 2021, and that's more or less Esau's his way that he's going to be trying to fight back against Yahweh Shai when he makes his return, man. Because it's recorded in the scriptures basically that Esau, with his angels, with his F-16s, S-400s, all these different fighter planes that he's got, he's going to be trying to fight against Yahweh Shai when he makes his return. He's going to try and win. That's why he had I believe it was either Ronald, I think it was Daddy Bush, man. No. I think it was Reagan, man, that said about the Star Wars program, about because Daddy Bush said about the New World Order. It was Reagan. He said basically about how if there was a threat to come from outer space, how all the world would have to unite together. So that's basically, these guys know that Yahweh Shai is that threat. They know that's the true threat to them getting their kingdom. These guys they're trying to get their kingdom in. But they know, hey, Yahweh Shai, if he makes his return, then these guys are done, man. These guys are through. So basically, they're just trying to do everything they have within their power to try and mitigate that and be able to be like, when he comes, they try and fight him. But it's recording the scriptures how that's gonna go, and I'll get into that in a bit. But I'll get into the article still. It's on the Daily Mail, and the title is "Fighter Jets with Laser Weapons Set to Take to the Skies in 2021 as Lockheed Martin wins 26 million Lance High Energy Laser Contract." And it says a Lance contract will build on technology from the Athena and Aladdin lasers. Funny, Athena's one of their gods. I can't remember what. I think she was the god of wisdom, the Greek god of wisdom. I do believe. I could be wrong, because now I think Sophia was wisdom. I'll have to check. I'd have to look that up, man. But Aladdin, I don't know why. King of Thieves, which funny enough should be Esau's title, man. John 10:10. But it says 26.3 million contract aims to design, develop, and produce system. It says Lockheed Martin is working to develop a high-power fiber laser for fighter jets under a $26.3 million contract from the Air Force Research Lab. The firm will design and produce a directed energy system for aircraft, which plans to test the technology by 2021. So basically, these guys, they've got an image here. Might be a couple other images still. Well, they got a video of Okay, let's see. They said they got a video of the laser, shooting down So this is, so bruv, that's showing that these guys are basically looking for that. They're looking to basically be prepared for that war in the heavens, man. They're looking for the war when Yahushua comes back with the chariots. They've put in their movies, man. They put in their movies. Independence Day is the main one. These guys are thinking they're going to try and make war with Yahushua when he makes his returns with the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which this so-called white man calls UFOs. So, you know, you go into it. They had a couple videos, basically just of you know, these things, the lasers, shooting them down. So this is basically showing that Esau, he's doing his best to basically get his kingdom in, man. See if it. Yeah, he's doing his best to get his kingdom in, man. Says yeah, it's funny. You see the video that shows basically the thing is as well is what they show. That's not basically, they're not showing everything they've got, man. What they put out is basically when it's ready for like domestic viewing, man. It's like with the internet, the army had it like multiple years before with a lot of things like personal computers, all kinds of technologies. You get in the military first when it's very expensive, cutting edge, and it's just been discovered, and they keep it basically to themselves, so they've got basically a leg up on everyone else. They don't want it just going out, so every other nation can just buy the same fucking technology down the high street. They basically keep the technology to themselves and develop it for themselves, so they can use it to their aims, man, to their ends. Like how they use disease warfare, multiple types of warfare Esau's got, man, and he doesn't put it out there. And it's like you get like you had the Kennedy files got released. There's different files that Esau keep under wraps until it doesn't matter when it goes out. Because now, who the fuck gives a fuck about who killed Kennedy in 2017? That's like, what, 40, 50 years ago that shit happened when people were giving a fuck. Now it don't even matter. And it's BS that's going out. I ain't even looked into that too tough. But it sounds like some BS. Let me read this. It says, the move comes after a series of successful tests with similar systems in ground-based platforms. But the experts say developing a laser for a smaller airborne design will be a challenge. I think there's a bit of it says Lockheed Martin's laser is a beam combined fiber laser, meaning it brings together individual lasers generated through fiber optics to generate a single intense laser beam. So imagine that fiber optics that they're using for what's it called, for internet. They use it fiber optic internet, like over here in the UK. They only had that coming out a little while ago, but then this was being used to, like in weapons development before. So that means this they've had this technology for a long time, but they only just had it released to the public when it became obsolete, pretty much. And it says the AFRL awarded the contract as part of the Self-Protect High Energy Laser Demonstrator Program. The program includes 3 subsystems addressing beam control to direct a laser to a target, a pod mounted on a jet to cool the laser, and the laser itself. So Esau's basically going into these technologies to basically try. He's basically getting ready, gearing up to fight against Yahushua when he returns. So you know that's showing you, and them putting this out is basically them saying, look, man, they're trying to say, look, we're getting ready for this, man, because Esau, you know. And I think this was after bonfire night, man. So you know, after them left hand side days, Esau's pushing through certain spirits. You know, you had the sacrifices on certain days. Yeah, you had the one in I believe it was New York, and then there was another one as well. I can't even remember off the top of my head. But you know, there's basically Esau makes these events happen. So this is showing that he's gearing up, man. He's getting ready for that World War III and for when Yahushua returns. And you know, we can get in the scriptures. I'll start with this one, man. 2 Ezra 13, and I'll start from verse 3. It says, I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. So basically, this is when Yahushua makes that return with the chariots, man, and the fathership with all the other chariots as well, which are basically going to come and make it known, like, yo, he's come back to conquest the world, man, to conquer it for his for the elect's sake, man, for Yasha, the elect of Yasha Allah's sake, and for Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua's name, man. And it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth fire. So that's talking about them laser beams from the chariots, man. These guys are going to be getting zapped up, vaporized, atomized by them lasers. And that's basically what Esau's trying to emulate through his technology. That technology, that same laser technology, that's based off the scriptures. Esau's basically trying to emulate it. He put it into his movies, and he's been researching into that. You go into a lot of things, man. A lot of programs that Esau does in his military weapons development, they don't come out until like 20, 30 years after. So what more is he doing now? He's got them microwave guns. You had that shit happening in Cuba outside of an embassy of guys getting fucking microwave gunned to death, man. Like, that's basically Esau doing them tests. So he's basically developing them weapons because he's doing his earnest best to fight. He's going to do his earnest best to fight against Yahushua, as is prophesied. And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out to sea. So basically, these nations are going to come together to try and fight against Yahushua. And let's see how it goes. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. That's that chariot that Yahushua is going to have, man. It's going to be the ultimate chariot. These guys are going to see it, and it's going to look like a mountain, man. If you would, like in what is it called? Independence Day, man. When they had the chariots coming out of the clouds, they blacked out the sky. And it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen a region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. So it's basically because it was in the heavens. It says, but and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. So these guys are basically, they're going to be shitting themselves. Enough doo-doo nuggets going to be discharging their boxes, but they're still going to fight. So this is what Esau's gearing towards, man. Because he's basically, Satan's got him thinking he can subvert the judgments, he can get the victory. But let's see what's actually going to, this is the prophecy, this is the word of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, and his word doesn't go out void. So we're going to see what's actually going to happen. And it says, and after this I beheld, and well, let me start from verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden and an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So basically, that's going to be when these guys try to fight, Yahushua is going to come out with them laser beams with multiple weapons of destruction upon these guys, man. These guys are going to war, are going to get vaporized, are going to get annihilated, man. They're going to receive the ultimate judgment. And that's basically what's going to come of all Esau's attempts to basically fight against Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. It says, afterwards saw I the same men come down from the mountain and call him unto, well, I'll leave it there, because it's pretty much covered it, man. That's showing like, yo, this hey, Esau, all he's doing in vain. Let me get up. All Esau's doing in vain, basically to try to fight against Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. That's gonna come to naught, man. Because all these technologies that Esau's got, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua basically allowed you to have that, man. He's allowed you to have them technologies, the power of flight, them laser beams, the mobile phone, the smartphone, all kinds of different technologies. They come from Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. So basically, this is whatever Esau's doing, it's in vain, man. And that's basically how the Lord's got it set up. He's basically got it set up so that Esau will try and hey man, it says they'll be afraid, but they durst fight. So he needs to fulfill that prophecy. So he's gonna fulfill it. But hey man, nothing's gonna come of it. Let me this one as well. Let's get Revelation 22. What is it? Let's find it. 12. Okay. Mixed up. Let me read this. Because Revelation 12 and 7, it says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." So this is basically Esau and his fighter jets and all that. Basically going to try and fight against Yahushua with his chariots. And it says, "And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out of the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." So basically, Esau is going to get all these power systems, his military industrial complex. All of that is not going to prevail against the might of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. And that's how he's got it set up, man. He's got it basically set up so his elect are going to get brought through. The 1/3 and 144,000. And Esau, all these power systems, everything he's trying to do is going to get smashed down, man. We're going to get beamed up into them chariots, saved out of the destruction. The nukes are going to fly in America. And then the so-called white man's going to he's going to bite the dust, man. And hey, that's a beautiful thing. Because Esau's out here doing some ultimate wickedness, man. This guy's promoting transgenders and fucking 5 and 6 year olds. He's teaching all kinds of wickedness. He's got these women drunk on feminism and basically giving power onto the woman. All these different things, man. These are basically completely against Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. And they're going to get judged for that. And they're going to get destroyed. This is why nukes are going to drop in America, man. Because of exactly that, man. Those reasons there, man. Amongst others. And because of the transatlantic slave trade. And basically fucking up the tribes that are over in America as well, man. Esau's got a lot to pay for. So, the Lord's basically setting up that judgment that is just going to be the most beautiful, righteous judgment, man. I'll leave it there, man. I'll say all praise to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, double honor to the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone, man. Shalom.